The conversation around Shadur Sanders has reached a boiling point, and it all started with one decision from Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. When asked why Joe Flacco was named the backup quarterback instead of Shadur Sanders, Stefanski's answer was short and direct. Joe's the backup. That was it. No elaboration, no explanation, just a clear dismissal of the idea that Sanders could move up the depth chart. But that simple statement set off a storm of criticism from analysts, fans, and even former players, all questioning why one of the most promising young quarterbacks in football continues to be overlooked. Cam Newton was one of the first to respond, and he didn't hold back. He argued that Stefanski's decision doesn't make any sense, especially when Joe Flacco himself has admitted that his prime is long behind him. Newton pointed out that Flacco knows his role. He's not there to lead the team into the future, but to provide veteran presence while the younger players develop. And for Newton, that's exactly why Shadur Sanders should have been promoted to QB2. There's nothing wrong with putting Flacco at QB3, Newton said, implying that the Browns are missing a golden opportunity to prepare for the future. What's frustrating, Newton emphasized, is that whenever Shadur Sanders does something, whether it's on or off the field, it's always criticized. His confidence, his demeanor, even his success is dissected in ways that seem personal. You may not relate to what he's doing or how he's doing it, Newton said, but you can't control and make it what you want it to be. That statement hit home for many fans who feel like Shadur has been held to a different standard simply because of who his father is. Deion Sanders, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith took the discussion further, arguing that this decision is about more than football. According to Stephen A., Shadur's placement on the depth chart absolutely matters. He reminded everyone that Shadur was drafted 144th overall, a shockingly low pick for a quarterback with his skill set. Smith believes that Shadur's fall wasn't due to a lack of talent, but rather because of how teams perceive his father's influence in the league. That same perception, he said, might still be haunting Shadur today. People want to control the narrative when it comes to that young man, Stephen A. stated. This isn't just football strategy, it's image management. For Smith, keeping Shadur as the third-string quarterback feels like a deliberate attempt to silence the growing hype around him. The Browns, he suggested, are trying to prevent distractions and keep the focus on their current starters, even if it means stalling a young player's progress. But he warned that this strategy could easily backfire. The pressure is building, Smith said. The fans aren't going to stay quiet forever. And he's right. The frustration among fans is palpable. Many have taken to social media, questioning why Shadur isn't at least given a chance to prove himself in real game situations. With the Browns' offense struggling, the demand for change is growing louder. Every underwhelming performance by the starters adds fuel to the fire. The more ineffective they are offensively, Stephen A. said, the less excuse you'll have to keep him buried on the depth chart. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders himself has finally spoken out, and he's not happy. For months, he stayed patient, focusing on learning and improving behind the scenes. But after Stefanski's comments, his frustration became clear. He admitted that being sidelined no longer sits right with him, especially when he knows he's capable of competing at the highest level. This isn't my end goal, he said. I'm just learning, doing everything I have to do, and getting ready for my opportunity. When asked if it's frustrating to watch other quarterbacks start ahead of him, Shadur gave a confident but revealing answer. Everybody's got their perspective, he said calmly. But if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that. That statement sent shockwaves across the league. It was the first time he publicly acknowledged what many fans have been saying, that he deserves a shot, and not just as a backup. Analysts have noted that Shadur's confidence is not arrogance. It's conviction. He's been raised around football greatness, and he knows the amount of work it takes to succeed. Those who have trained with him describe him as obsessive about improvement, constantly studying film and working on his craft. So when he says he can outperform current starters, it's not bluster. It's belief built on preparation. But the real issue may not be about talent at all. According to several insiders, Stefanski's decision could be rooted in control and perception. Promoting Shadur to QB2 would create a media frenzy, potentially shifting the spotlight away from the team and onto one player. The Browns, already under immense scrutiny, might be trying to avoid another media circus. However, as many critics have pointed out, that approach is only making things worse. The more they try to keep Shadur out of the conversation, the louder the conversation becomes. Fans have started to rally behind him in a way rarely seen for a third-string rookie. Hashtags supporting Shedeur have trended multiple times on social media, and his jersey sales have spiked, a clear sign that the public sees something special in him. Even those who aren't Browns fans are tuning in to see how this story unfolds. For them, Shedeur represents the future, a new era of young, confident, and unapologetic athletes redefining what leadership looks like in football. And that's exactly what makes this situation so divisive. To some, Stefanski's refusal to elevate Shadur is simply cautious coaching, a way to protect a rookie from premature pressure. But to others, it looks like fear. Fear of a player who could shake up the entire quarterback hierarchy. Because if Shedeur gets his shot and delivers, it will validate everything his supporters have been saying, and expose how wrong the Browns were to hold him back. As things stand, the tension between the Browns' coaching staff and the growing Sanders movement shows no signs of slowing down. With every practice, every interview, and every disappointing offensive drive, the spotlight on Shedeur gets brighter. And whether the Browns like it or not, that pressure isn't going away. In the end, this isn't just about football. It's about perception, control, and power within a league that often struggles to handle personalities that challenge the norm. Shadur Sanders isn't asking for favoritism. He's asking for a fair chance to prove himself. But as long as he's kept on the sidelines, the speculation will only grow. Fans believe it's not a matter of if he'll play, it's a matter of when. And when that moment comes, everyone, from Kevin Stefanski to Joe Flacco, will have to answer the question that's echoing across the league. Why wasn't he given that chance sooner?